be another tutorial. So as you can tell, I have my cutting mat here, and that can only mean one thing, a duct tape tutorial. So today I decided to do a duct tape hair accessories video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and favorite. And thank you guys so much for 390 subscribers. I'm so close to ending the giveaway and picking the winner. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. First, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make these super cute hair bows. You will need duct tape, a hair clip, or bobby pin. I'm going to be showing you guys how to do it with a hair clip, but you can use a bobby pin and do the same method. A ruler is optional and an X-Acto knife. So let's get started. A piece of duct tape that is 6 inches and one that is 7 inches. Then the one that is 7 inches, we're going to cut 2 strips off of it that are 1/4 inch. We have our 2 strips and then our 7-inch piece with the 2 pieces cut off of it and our 6-inch piece. Taking our 6-inch piece, we're going to flip it so that it is sticky side up. Then taking the 7-inch piece, we're going to line it up at the bottom in the middle, and then just place it down the middle of that 6-inch strip of tape. So now you should have 2 sticky pieces here and a sticky piece here. So first we're going to fold these 2 sticky pieces over, and this will just make sure that we don't have any raw edges. So that way the hair bow doesn't get stuck in your hair and it makes it look nicer. Then with this, we're just going to take our X-Acto knife and we're just going to cut this to be a triangle, just like that. Now then you're going to fold this in half, just like this. So it looks like that. This is just so we have a crease in the middle so we know where to fold our hair bow. So we're just going to fold this. Do not include the sticky piece, but this piece right here, where the sticky begins, is where you want that part to be in the middle, if that makes any sense. Probably doesn't make sense, but as you can see, you don't include the sticky to fold this to the middle, because then if you included the sticky, it would be like this. So you want to fold it to where the crease is that we made. So it's like that. And then taking this, we're just going to fold this over and just leave a little bit of sticky there in the middle. Not too much, just a little bit. So now then it should look like this. Taking one of our strips, we're going to place this down the middle of our bow where the sticky is. Then we're just going to wrap this around our bow a couple of times. I just like to do it one time basically, and then I just cut off the excess and then just fold that excess over. Because otherwise it will make you have a really wide center around your bow, and I don't like to have. Now we're going to shape our bow, so you're going to fold it in half towards you. Then taking the first half, fold it backwards, and then we're going to fold this in half backwards. So it forms a shape something like this. Sorry, that was a little confusing. It's just kind of like an accordion fold basically, like this. You can see that. And you can also have your bow face this way or this way. I like to have it face this way, but you can also have it face this way. So decide which way you would like it to face. So now we're going to take our other strip, and I like to place half of it down on my cutting mat so that it doesn't move. And then taking our bow, we're just going to place it here on the bottom. Then we're just going to wrap it. Don't wrap it all the way to the back yet. If you're going to use a hair clip, then just open your hair clip up and just place it on the back. Make sure that you have a small enough one as well. And I'm also just going to cut this down a little bit so that way it's not so long. Sorry if this is a little confusing. It's kind of hard to explain, but once you see me do it, you should be able to do it. So just pull that through right there, and then we're just going to wrap this continuously around the bow. You can wrap it around as many times as you would like. Again, I don't like to wrap it too many times because I don't like to have a very thick center on my bows. But as I said, you can do it however many times you would like. So now then your hair clip is attached. If you don't want to use a hair clip and you want to use a bobby pin instead, you don't have to attach the bobby pin really unless you want to. So if you want to attach the bobby pin to your hair bow and not make it come off really, then you can just do that same step. Just make sure that you put the piece of tape through the center of the bobby pin rather than just wrapping it over, because otherwise you won't be able to put it in your hair if you do it that way. You don't have to attach the bobby pin. All you have to do is just wrap the piece of tape around the center of the bow and then just place the bobby pin in the bow like this. Like that basically. So that's how you can do it with a bobby pin, but I did it with a hair clip. So now that I'm going to shape my bow, I like to take the ends and stick my finger through it, just like this. And it just makes it look a little bit cuter. And it gives it more shape as well. So now then, that is what our bow turned out to look like. So now then, here's your finished bow, and it looks super cute. You don't have to use this exact hair clip. You can use whatever hair clip you would like to use. So there is our bow. Now I'm going to show you guys how to make a duct tape headband. So you will need duct tape of your choice. I'm going to use a solid color and a duckling, an X-Acto knife, Velcro, or you can use stretchy string. I'm going to show you guys the method with Velcro, but if you have any questions about how to do it with stretchy string, you also need staples and a stapler if you do the stretchy string method. So let's get started. Basically, all you want to do is cut a piece of duct tape, whatever color or pattern you would like. And you just want to make sure that you leave about 2 inches of room. So just cut a piece, or you can measure your head with a tape measure and then just cut 2 inches extra, or however you would like to do it. I'm just going to cut a strip and then measure my head. It's kind of hard for me to show on camera, but you're going to fold the one side over to the middle and just do a little bit at a time, and then just use your finger to smooth it out so that you have no wrinkles or air bubbles. So then it will look like this. Now then, flipping it around, we're just going to fold this over. You don't necessarily have to fold it over to the middle, but you can fold it wherever you would like to make the width of your headband. You can make it skinny or you can make it wider. So now it looks like this, and now I'm just going to measure my head. Make sure to leave, again, 2 inches of room. So if it's like here and you have all this extra, just make sure that you cut off all but 2 inches of that length. Now then, I measured my head, and this is where I got it down to. It's still pretty long, but I didn't actually measure my head. I just kind of guesstimated it, I guess, because this isn't for me. It's actually going to be for somebody else. So now then, this is about 2 inches of extra. So now we're going to take our Velcro. So we're going to take our first piece. I would recommend using this clear Velcro because the black Velcro has the little fuzzies on it, and that tends to get in your hair, and then you're going to have little black fuzzies in your hair, which doesn't always look the nicest. So I'm going to make mine kind of adjustable. So I'm going to take 2 pieces of my circle Velcro and just place it right there. You can see that. Taking the other side of the Velcro, I'm going to place these 2 dots on top of the 2 dots that I just placed, and then I'm just going to stick that on top of my headband. So just stick that down and just make sure that it's stuck down really nicely so they don't come off. And then you can have an adjustable headband. So you can adjust it to here, or you can leave it as is right here. So that's how you make a headband. Now I'm just going to add stripes to my duckling. You can also add a hair bow like the one we just made. You can just make a hair bow and then just attach it with a piece of tape. This is what my headband turned out to look like. I think it turned out super cute. I kind of wish I would have done the stripes before I added the Velcro, but I still think it turned out super cute. So that's how you can make a duct tape headband. Next I'm going to show you guys how to make these super cute flower loop hair clips. So you will need duct tape, a ruler, a craft knife, and a hair clip of any kind. I'm just using one of these. So the original idea did come from Duct Tape Stuff. He has his original tutorial on it, so you can go check his tutorial out if you would like, or just watch this one. So let's get started. Start with your main color or print, and cut a strip of this that is 3/4 inches. So now we're just going to set this aside. Taking our main color or print again, we're going to cut 2 strips that are 3 inches long. Once you get that done, we're going to cut them in half, and then we're going to cut those 2 half pieces in half again. Taking each one, we're going to fold the one side to the middle, and then we're going to fold the other side over. So now that you have this loop, and now you're going to repeat this to the other 7 strips of tape. And I have my 8 strips folded. Then I cut a 1/2 inch strip. So we're going to cut this in half. Then we're going to cut it in half lengthwise, and then cut those 2 strips in half again. So that way you end up with 8 little pieces that look like this. Now taking our loops, we're going to fold them. Make sure that you leave a little bit from end to end. Make sure that they don't meet up perfectly. Then taking one of our squares, we're just going to place this on our loop and make sure that they attach. Make sure that the 2 ends attach, that way they don't come apart. And then we're just going to repeat this to the other 7 strips. And then I have all 8 of my loops, and now taking the rectangle that we made earlier, we're going to place the first one like that. And taking our second one, we're going to place it directly down from that one. Taking our next one, we're going to place it to the left. Then taking this one, we're going to place it to the right, so that you end up with something like this. And now taking this one, we're going to place it at a diagonal. And then place that one like that, and then this one like that, and this one like, and this one like that. So you can't leave it like this and then skip the next step that we're going to do, but instead I'm going to make a fuller flower and I'm going to repeat this same step that I just did. So I'm going to make 8 more loops and then I'm going to stick them onto my flower again. So then this is what my flower looks like now. So now I cut 2 strips that were 2 inches and then cut them into 4ths, as you can see. And this is of my solid color, which is going to be the second color that I use, and then the third color that I use, which will be the last color, is pastel pink. So now then we're just going to repeat the same process we did with the last ones. We're just going to fold this over into the middle, then fold the other sticky over to the middle. So I'm going to repeat this 6 more times. Now then I have all 8 of my loops. Again, I'm not going to fold them quite in half. And then I cut that same 1/2 inch strip, cut it in half, and then cut it into 4ths. And I'm just going to place this at the end of my loops. And I'm just going to do this to all 8 loops. Now then taking my flower, we're just going to place this up and then down, and then go to the left, and then go to the right, and then just place them in the 4 corners diagonally. So now then it will look like this, and to fluff your flower up you can just kind of press on the crease here to make them look a little bit more poofy rather than flat. Now then we're going to cut 2 1-inch strips of our pastel pink, and then we're going to cut it into 3rds lengthwise. So then I cut it into 3rds and we're just going to do the same process we've been doing. Fold it in half and then fold over the other side. And just repeat this with the other 5 strips. Now then I just cut the same 1/2 inch strip of my pastel pink, then cut it in half and then cut it into 3rds so that way I had sticky on my loops to stick them down. And now then we're just going to place these onto the middle of our flower. Now then I cut a little square to place in the middle just to cover up all of the extra pieces of tape that are there in the middle. And it just makes it look a little nicer. So now flipping it over to the back, we're just going to take our hair clip and we're just going to open it up. And then taking a strip of tape, we're just going to place this on the back, just like that. And then just stick that onto the back of your flower, close it, stick it down really good, and you're done. That is your finished hair clip, and I think it looks super cute. And you can do all sorts of different color combinations and that sort of thing. So that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments which hair accessory was your favorite. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and favorite, and go follow me on Instagram. And I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye, guys!